The idea of zombies, like somehow the zombie virus taking over the world, like, no, if a zombie exists, it would take...
Are you saying you would coexist with the zombies?
We could essentially coexist with zombies because they wouldn't try to eat us.
Yeah, but then they would go into Rite Aid and knock stuff off the shelves and be like totally annoying.
Yeah, well, they'd be very rude about it because you can't have, like, none of it's real because zombies are not possible.
So in your mind, The Walking Dead is as real as the moon landing?
No comment.
If a fish is accessible, then yes.
It could be a shallow stream with lots of fish.
Like bears go after fish.
Would the zombie go after the bear?
And the zombie would not go after the bear because the zombie would die.
What about Zombie Bear?
Oh, that's scary.
How is that not
already on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Zombie Bear?
I think it is. We just haven't looked.
Her zombie. Her zombie.
Her zombie.
So would he hunt the human that shot him?
That makes sense because it's for grudge reasons.
So the zombies can have the grudge.
They would not be trying to hunt humans.
They would try to get calcium and live life with meaning.
They would try to, yeah, they'd forage for berries, eat a bunch of leaves.
But do they have cognitive powers?
How would they know that the berries are what they're supposed to eat, though?
So should they take standardized tests? Or is that not a good way to judge?
Well, no zombie left behind.
Now the story of a terrible fantasy show that got no views, and the one host who had no choice but to change it altogether. It's the Fantasy Otters.
We're in week 6 now.
If you have a player that's just taking up space on your roster and you're like, I believe in this guy, and they haven't been good yet, they're not going to be good. I'm looking at you, Mike Floyd. These are the guys that you need to drop from your team and try to find someone on the waiver wire if you haven't waited too long already.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses, cut your mosses. Phantom Moss, not great.
Is he still in the league? I don't think so. I don't. Definitely cut your Bayless. Skip Bayless. That's just his name. His name is a directive on how to watch him. Skip your Bayless. It's just all of it.
I don't know what Skip means.
If he has a brother, his brother is probably terrible to watch too.
His name's not Skip, his name's like Edward or something. But his family owned a ship growing up, and he was like the skipper. He went to college, he had people call him Skipper. Now he's Skip.
Alrighty then. So he made the conscious decision. Everyone call me Skip. Like, hi, new friends. Call me Skip, and alright, later, Skip.
That's like naming yourself.
The only way you can nickname yourself is if you're Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. And you're so good you can call yourself the Black Mamba, and everyone's like, oh, that's a good nickname, Kobe. Skip Bayless is not the Kobe Bryant of commentators.
Well, it's not my fault. Just because I say in the video this one's going to be hyped, it doesn't add hype. Like, you can't really click on hype.
That leads me to a good point about cutting your players, cutting your vacuums, if you will. Just because you drafted a player high does not make him worth more. If you drafted Lamar Miller, and you've been disappointed with Lamar Miller's...
You're telling people to cut Lamar Miller?
No, I'm not telling people to cut Lamar Miller. But don't just...
Cut him! Bad week, he's out. This is the invite, so we do. Look, I get it. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm like you. You have your boys, and this is the guy that you read the magazines about, you listen to the podcasts about. This is your boy.
If you drafted Golden Tate, say 7th round, and you wanted him to be your receiver 2 or your flex, he's not going to be that. And just because you drafted him in the first 6 or 7 rounds doesn't mean that he's worth holding on to. Cut your losses and go pick up like Sammy Coates or Cameron Meredith or someone who's actually going to produce.
Yes, I always say cut your losses, play your bosses.
I don't remember you saying that.
Do
you believe we landed on the moon?
Now it's time for So You're Telling Me There's No Chance. The segment where we pick something that there is no chance of happening this weekend. And if we get it wrong, we have to face punishment. This week's punishment: the losers must do the cinnamon challenge, while the winners eat Cinnabon.
HaHa Clinton Dix is going to pick off Dak Prescott in the 3rd quarter. There's no chance. There's no chance that won't happen. So rookie quarterbacks have been doing pretty well so far. I don't trust rookie quarterbacks in fantasy. That's why I'm doubling down this week with a bolder than bold prediction. I'm saying there's no chance that Dak Prescott goes interceptionless and Carson Wentz goes interceptionless.
with the news of Colin Kaepernick starting, I'm going to say there is no chance that that turnover machine turns the ball over less than 2 times.
There's no chance that after 6 weeks, Lamar Miller still has no touchdowns. Lamar Miller is scoring a touchdown this week.
And I'm going to keep going on the Panthers lose train, and I'm going to say that Drew Brees has at least 20 fantasy points this week. There's no chance that he has less
That's
than 20
not
fantasy
bold.
points.
How about 21 points? Will you give me 21 points?
21.
I'll let it fly at 21.
No chance that it gets less than 21 points.
That's more reasonable. That's fine. So it's like, what, 25 more yards?
Yes.
This means he has less than 21 points this week.
All right, stay relevant.
Otter knows.